Hi everybody, it's Tina Shaw from tinashaws.blogspot.com. My website to order Stampin' Up! Is www.tinashaw.stampinup.net. If you ever want to see any of the items that are in the catalog or what's on sale, anything like that, you can look on there. And so what I want to do, first of all, is just show you the basic sampler that we're going to be making. I've got the kits ready whenever you want to stop by and pick yours up. But I do just want to go over basic with you here, what to expect. So this is a 12 by 12 sampler. This base piece of Coastal Cabana is 12 by 12. Then the smaller layer under or over top of that is Bermuda Bay, and that one is 11.5 by 11.5. And then you've got your crumb cake, which is 11.25 by 11.25. Now on my original sample, which I've already got framed, I did some embossing in the corners, these two corners here. And what I did was use the netting stamp, and I stamped it with Versamark, and then used the white embossing powder and heat embossed it. So this is pretty much what your finished piece will look like. I've lost one of my little flowers again. He keeps falling off there. But, you know, we're going to change a few things. I made this one in March when we came back from Florida. And some of the things that were in at that time are not in anymore. They've retired. So I've added a few new pieces, but still we're still using a couple of retired items. For example, the beach, the letters. And those are from the large letter die set. And I really like them. I don't see any other big letters yet in the catalog unless I've missed them. So that's why we're just going to go ahead anyway. Anyway, back to my story. Okay, so then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. This one, the base of this one is 6 by 3, and that's Coastal Cabana. And then with a smaller layer of Whisper White. And that one is 6 by 2 3/4. And then this layer of crumb cake is 5 7/8 by 2 5/8. Okay, so that one will be up in the top right. I'm calling this one the top right panel. Okay, then the top left panel piece is 2 3/4 by 3. And then the white layer is 2.5 by 2 3/4. So I'm giving you all these measurements. I also have them on a printed sheet for you in case you want to make another one. Of course you will. And this, I call this one the bottom left piece. This Bermuda or Coastal Cabana piece is 6 inches by 6 inches. And then my white piece is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And I've embossed this one with the new embossing folder called Seabed. It's really pretty. It's pretty busy, but it's gorgeous. So I'm going to use that one today. On the other one, I used High Seas that looked like the waves, and that one retired as well. Okay, this piece is 3 by 3 of the Coastal Cabana, and then 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. This piece is 2 3/4 by 3, and then the white piece on this one is 2.5 by 2 3/4. So that's my best measurements to get everything to come out looking fairly even, kind of. So what we're going to do first of all is I'm going to take all these pieces off and set them aside. And I'm going to glue together my base pieces. Now, if I was going to use the netting, I would do that now, but I think on this one, I haven't decided yet. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I decided to go ahead and stamp with Versamark and emboss with the white embossing powder. So here's this piece, and then this one goes on top. So I'm just going to take it and glue these two down together. I find that liquid glue is really good for lasting stickiness. If that's a word. Okay, so try to get my even edges here. Okay. There we go. Need a little bit over here in this corner. There we go. All right. Then I'm going to take my next layer that I also stamped and embossed with the white embossing powder. Come on, glue. Might be getting empty here. I'm just going to stick this piece down. Match up my edges here. This one has just a little bit smaller layer than the two blues here. So there's that. Now, I'm just gonna press this down. And hopefully I got my corners good. Put a little bit more there. These look good. And this one here might need a smidge. And I got smeared. There we go. Okay. So now I'm just gonna set this aside and let it dry. And I think now what I want to do is grab a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to take my 3 smaller white layers. This one is the one that's going to have the chair. Now the chair, I have used, did I tell you, Colorful Seasons die, and that one retired, but there is a new chair set, and that one I think is called Seaside Views, and it's in the new catalog. So what I'm going to use is an aqua painter, and I'm going to grab my Coastal Cabana stamp pen, and I've already put in a few drops of refill because I want to have just a little bit of sky here, like that. And then just going to squeeze that out of there. And then I think I'm going to put, I was going to do this for sand, but I think I want to do Pear Pizzazz. I brought it over here. Yeah, I did. It's right here. Okay, I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz for like some grass just down here. Okay, and then I'm going to let that one dry. That's the only one that I want to use the grass on. Okay, so then I'm going to get my 3x3 piece here, and this one is going to have, I think, the turtle. Alright, so I need a little bit more water here because I don't want it really dark. So I'm just going to one all over like that. Okay, and then this one too is going to have like the seahorse on it, and I think I have this one blue all the way down too. You see, I don't do a solid. I don't do solid. I just like it kind of just lines in it. Nothing spectacular. Okay, so the reason I did this now is because those do need some time to dry. So now I'm just going to set those aside. And I'm going to get my big 6x6 piece that was embossed with that beautiful new embossing folder called Seabed. And I'm going to take, I don't know why I closed this, I'm going to take my Coastal Cabana pad, and I'm using a stamping sponge. Now I take my stamping sponges and I cut them into like 1/6. I used to just do 1/4, but now I go like a 1/6 because you don't need a big chunk of sponge. This way, you know, if you just decide to use it a few times and it gets soiled or something, you don't feel so bad about just pitching it and getting a new one. So there, I just want to highlight like the high parts. Isn't that cute? Love it. And there is that piece. Have some kind of light and dark like that. What do you think? I think I like it. Okay, so I'm going to close this one up. Now, I think what we will do next, I set that piece over there. Next, I'm going to take my crumb cake pad, and I'm going to take the piece that's going to have the beach on it, the word beach, and I'm going to put my letters over here too, because I'm going to stamp on here. I'm going to stamp some sand. And this one is from Seaside Notions, the sand in there. And I'm just going to, whoops, drop my thing right there. And I'm just going to stamp me some sand. Off and on, light and dark. Not a whole lot, just some. Okay, then I'm going to bring over my letters. And I'm just going to stamp some sand on them as well. Again, not a whole lot on these. Just enough that it looks like it's at the beach. Here. Okay. Now, also, while I have this out, I think I'm going to try to put some down here at the bottom. This is going to be the sand on the bottom of the ocean. Oops, I got a little mark. Doesn't matter, it's not going to show. Okay, so there's that one. And then I'm going to put it on my 3x3 piece. I'm going to put some down here. I keep doing that. And I also put it on this piece. It has to be like this, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit down here. Okay, and while I'm at it, a little bit up here, just for fun. Okay, so now I think I have everything sanded that I wanted to have sand on. So next, I'm going to grab, wherever I put that, here it is, this one, the one that says rest and relax. And I'm going to use, this is Bermuda Bay, and I'm just going to stamp it right there, straight down. Very good. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put all these things over here. So I'm going to have that one and this one. So what I need to do is go ahead and just put this one down here. Make sure I get in my corners a little bit better. I'm going to put my blue one down here, like that. And I got it good that time in the corners. Then I'm going to do this one. And I'm just gluing these together. I'm not popping these up. I'm going to use dimensionals when I put this on my base. Okay, so, oops, there's that piece. And I do these in the floor. Okay, so then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to glue it down. It's pretty on the other side too. This is one of the 3Ds. Has real nice, deep, embossed parts on it there. Okay, so I'm going to glue that one down to there, like that. And then I'm going to find my 3x3 piece. And that one goes on there. This one goes on here. This one goes like here. Okay, and now I have glue on my fingers. It's driving me crazy. So now, what I'm going to do is take this piece and glue it down. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to glue this one down. I'm not even in the picture here, because now I'm standing for some reason. Let's sit back down here. And then put this one on here, like this. Okay. And then I'm going to put this one over here. And I'm trying to keep these somewhat in the space that they're going to be in, so I don't get too confused here. Okay. Just a wee bit. That was more than a wee bit. Okay. So there's those. Now, let's see, what do I want to do next? Next, I think we will put our letters up here. Okay, so I'm going to put beach up here. And I am going to put this on, the letters on, using my foam adhesive strips. And I'll show you one, and then I will turn off the camera and do these so you don't have to watch me do the whole thing. So I just kind of put a few pieces here, there. I kind of like these because they're a little bit easier when you have thinner pieces, thinner area that you want to apply that to. So there's my bee. So let me do this and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my little adhesive strips on the backs of my letters. And now I am putting them on this piece. So I just have to pull the backing off. Try to get them even, which is really hard, for me anyway. So, and then when I was cutting the one off of my C, I nipped the little end off of my C, and so I had to go cut out another one and stamp it. But I got it fixed and we're good to go here. So here, you know what, I think I want one more tiny piece right there. I threw one away. Should have saved it. Just want a little one. Because I kind of bent it somehow. And this stuff is sticky. Okay. Yeah. So here is my H. My beach. Cute. Okay. So there's my beach. And here are my other pieces. So now let's do this one because it's pretty easy. I'm just gonna put down my chair, and I think I kind of popped up the chair too. Of course I did. So I just took a little string of this. It's sticking to me. Do that. And I think I did it down here. Let's see. Nah, I don't think I want to do it down there. Let's just do one piece. And I'm going to put this like right about here. Now, for my palm trees, I stamped this using markers, and I used soft suede, old olive, I think this is old olive, and mossy meadow, and I actually just inked up the stamp with those colors, and then just stamped it so I didn't have to color it, because if I would have done it in black or brown or whatever color, it would have been all that color. So I wanted the bases brown and then these two tones of green. So that's what I did there. And here I have a tiny little sand dollar. And I'm going to put dimensional behind that. And pull that off. So at the same time, that's going to pop it up and hold that little star in there. And this one, I actually just put some adhesive on here, like that. And just put that right about, I had it sticking up over the top like that. so that one's done. That one's almost done. This one and this one. Okay, so then I stamped a turtle, and the turtle is from Well Done, and that's the little turtle there. And I stamped that one in, I think I stamped it in Coastal Cabana, maybe. And then I just kind of went over it with the a blend just to highlight it a little bit. And so he's going to go over here, and then I'm going to use one of these. These came from this die set, the Smooth Sailing. This one's the one with the little sailboats and the lighthouse. But I used this one here. And so I'm going to put that one down here, and then I'm going to use a couple of seashells. The seashells, I stamped and fussy cut these out, and I light and dark crumb cake. School of Fish stamp, and that too is from Well Done, these right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp a few on there. And you're supposed to do this before you put it together, but Tina just does this because she just does. Okay, I think that looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to put down, let's put some over here to hide where I have a boo-boo. So we're going to put those up, I think, with little mini dimensionals. Here's the minis. Here they are. Especially the little ones here. How many I put on here? And I could use a bigger one on that one. There. So, pull this off, maybe. Put that one like right there. And put this one kind of tucked right beside it, a little bit like that. And then I'm going to put this over here. And I think I'm just going to glue these down. And I'm just going to put me some adhesive on here. Just a little bit here and there. And then just going to put that like about right there. Cute. And then my little turtle is just going to be going up there. Okay, so let's use a regular dimensional. And this one. Like that. Okay, so there's that piece. Okay, now let's take this piece and add all of our little elements on here. So first, I'm going to take some dimensionals. Oh, I've already got that one on there. Let's put one on here. Sticking in my finger now. And let's get some regular sized. Put on our little seahorse. Okay. And then let's put one on here. So, what I want to do first is put down the shells and see how I have it kind of going off the edge a bit. And then I'm going to put one over here, like that. And then I'm going to put another one or two here. Maybe just like slide that in behind that one there. Like that. Okay. And now I'm going to take piece, and I'm going to use my silicone mat and just a little bit of glue here. Don't want a whole lot on there because we don't want it to show through. So I'm going to just put that in behind there. Shouldn't put it up there. Okay. And then I'm going to put on, what else? My seahorse. Seahorse is so cute. And the seahorse is from, and the shells, is from Seaside Notions. Whoops. Picking up. And then I think I'm just going to have it about like right there. There we go. Okay, so now we've got all of them done. Oh, I wanted to add one more here. I want to go on kind of like that. Okay. Then we have the big one to work on. So what I want to do first is take this ribbon. This ribbon is called Copper Trim. It was in the last catalog, and unfortunately it's not available anymore, but I really, really liked it. And so what I do with this is just kind of pull it apart a little bit to make it wider. See how far, here we go. And then I'm going to put down some adhesive in here. So this will be kind of like a base, a floor of the C base, I think. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm going to put the adhesive right above where I have my sand there. Just kind of go like that. So I'm adding this just where I put down that strip of adhesive, spreading it out. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm going to take, I think, this piece here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on my mat here, on my silicone mat, because this way I'm just going to take and just kind of sponge it all over here just to get it sticky, so it'll stick to my paper but not make a whole big oozy mess coming through. So I'm just going to put this like, yeah, like right there. Okay, and then I think I'm going to take these, okay, and then I'm going to put that one like about right there. And then I'm going to put this one over here, up here. Make sure I get it on the wrong side. Okay. So put that one about like right there. And then I have another vellum one. Just have to keep adding a little bit of glue, because I'm using quite a bit. Just kind of try to wipe that away. Okay. And then I'm going to put that one like right there next to that one. Pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to add, I think, some of, how about these pieces here. So this one I'm going to directly just put the glue on here. Put that one like right there. And then I'm going to put this green one. This is Mossy Meadow. I'm going to put that one like right there. want to stagger them just a little bit. And I'm going to put this one kind of in front of that one there. And then I'm going to take these. I did put dimensionals on these. Let me add another one. I think I want 2 on this one here. Just so it doesn't show through those little holes that I punched out. So here I'm going to put this like here. And then I'm going to take, let's take this one here. No, here, let's take this one. I'll put this one over on this side. Put it like right there. And then I took this one. I don't know what I need to punch out here. Didn't quite poke out there. Add a little glue on that one. And just stick that one on top of that one, like that. And then I'm going to add, I think, this one over here. I just thought it looked really pretty with all the little sea life pieces down here on the bottom. Okay, just about right there. And then I'm going to put this, I'll see another one over here. This piece punch out again. Glue. And I'm going to put that like right there. Now, let it sit for a minute. And then I'm going to take this one, the little one, and just put it right here. And now I'm going to take this piece, and I think I will pop this one up with regular dimensionals. Up here. Just put a few. Take the backs off. Oops. And put that about like right there. And now I'm going to put my little octopus. Now the octopus I stamped in, what did I stamp this in? I think this was Bermuda Bay. No, or maybe it was Coastal Cabana. I don't remember. One of those, whichever one you have, whichever one you want to use. So I'm going to pop this up too. Do a couple of dimensionals here in the back. And then I'm going to put the octopus like right up there. He's just kind of looking over everybody. How cute is that? Okay, now I'm going to take my little one that I stamped earlier, and I do believe I actually just glued it. Let's just put a little glue on there. And just slide that like right there. Look how cute it's working. Okay, now for the final piece down here, I'm going to just take and put some glue just right underneath that ribbon, like this. And now I'm going to put down some pretty seed beads. Now, these seed beads, I actually purchased these when I was into making jewelry, which I no longer am, but I still have a lot of the beads. Whoops, lost one. And they were like this. They come in the little tubes. And I had a really hard time finding them until I, you know, I was looking for two, see, what's that, -/0 check glass beads. And then I put in on Google Beater's Paradise, and they came up, these I bought at Busy Beaver in Beaver Creek, Ohio. These I bought up at a place in Columbus that just sold beads, and I think it was on High Street, and they're no longer in business, but I found these at Joann's. So now there's enough for everybody. So I'm letting this dry here for just a minute, and then I'm just going to take and place these down like one at a time and just kind of mix them up. Do whatever colors you like. But I thought it just really added a really pretty element to the card. I did use, like these paper, this cardstock here is Rich Razzleberry. And these are kind of purpley, like Rich Razzleberry. The blues are kind of like the Coastal Cabanas. The greens, I don't know, whatever color you think that green is. Maybe, Granny Apple or Pear Pizzazz. You know, it's funny how you think colors in the Stampin' Up! Color. You know, instead of just saying green, I say Granny Apple or Rich Razzleberry for purple. That's how we relate to things now. So I'm just kind of laying these down all over. This, I have a little piece sticking up. I'm going to cut that off because it's bothering me. That ribbon, okay. So when I get this the way I think it looks really pretty, I'm going to just let this dry for a while. Whoops, here, I'm going to smoosh them up in there. And then I might want to add, I think I had like 16 of the purple beads and about 16 of the bluish green beads. And then I added just a few of the pink. And then I even had some little clear ones here that I wanted to add. Just the glass, clear glass. So I might want to add just another line down here in the middle. Do a little bit at a time. This is a little tedious, but it's worth it, I think. It just really makes it pop. What do you think? Cute? I think it's adorable. And that one doesn't have any glue. Oops, there you go. Oops. And the nice thing about the glue, it does dry clear. So if you get it on the top, it's okay. Oh, look how cute! Love it. And I like how it's uneven, too. There. There. I think that looks pretty good. Let's put a couple more over here, a clear one, I think. And maybe right here. So as you see, there's no defined way. I just put them on there like that. Okay, now, once I did that, I'm going to set this over here for a moment just to let it dry out of the way so I don't knock off all of my beads. And then I'm going to bring in the base of the sampler. Put that on there. Okay, so now, and these are glued together. Remember we did that earlier. Okay, so then you're just going to try to space these evenly. Okay, so while this piece was drying, I went ahead and put attached these pieces down after I put on the dimensionals. So what I did, I want to share with you how I did that. I did use a ruler, and I measured 1 inch from the end of the Coastal Cabana to the edge of the crumb cake, 1 inch. Up here I measured 1 inch, and so I laid this piece down and I took a pencil and I marked. So I left this one down here to show you. I have a little mark right there, and so here is 1 inch and here is 1 inch. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and put these 3 down. I've stuck them down, so I'm going to go ahead and put these down right on there, the corner lined up, right there. And then I'm going to do this one. It takes it quite a few minutes to dry, for all that glue to dry under those beads. So you have to allow a little time for that. And I'm going to take all these off. And see, I've got my little pencil mark over here, so I know where the corner of this one goes. And line it up with that one there. And there's taking shape now. Okay, so now the only thing left I have to do is to put on my little flowers that I cut out with a little die. And I think this was from Timeless Tropical as well. So I've cut them out in Rich Razzleberry, and in this one is Bermuda. So I just wanted to add a few, just to add some color, some flower. Okay, so on, I get those little backs everywhere. I wanted to put one here on my bee. And then I wanted, where did my little one go? Here he is. I put the little one on the A, in the middle of the A, just because I think it's cute right there. And then I'm going to add one more on the H, the bottom. And then I'm going to add one on this piece. It's got a piece of green. Here we go, right there. And then one more goes right here. And now I've got 3 little blue ones. And this one goes where? Oh, put one here. And then the other 2 I put up here. Okay. One more. Right there. And silly me. Okay, so I used these. I used the pink ones on the Razzleberry. And then I used this, I think this is Pretty Peacock actually, rhinestones, but look how pretty it looks on that Bermuda. And so all I did, where's the other one? Was fill these in because you can see the little glue dot through that little hole. So of course we can't have that. So there, here, one more. done. And now all it has to do is go into the frame. So, hope you like that. Here's my one that I had done previously, and I have it framed. I bought my frame at Michael's. I think it's a 2-pack, and I forget exactly how much it was. Make sure you use a coupon, or if it's on sale. But here's my new one. I changed up this, and what else? I don't know what else. That was about it. So, I hope you like that. If you have any questions, just let me know. If you want to order any of these items, you can find them on my website, tinashaw.stampinup.net, or you can get a hold of me. And I hope to see you soon. Happy stamping! Bye-bye!